is a senior practitioner and teacher of the Art of Living Foundation over the past 30 years. Trained from an early age in classical music and dance, Hema Rajaraman ran a renowned dance and music school in Botswana in addition to her work with the Art of Living. She is also a Veena artist and has given many concerts along with African musicians in Africa. Since 2008, Hema has been based in Bangalore and travels widely across the world teaching meditation and yoga. She also conducts dance workshops, bringing together techniques from her classical training with her knowledge of meditation. If you have any questions, we will be opening the chat box and you can put them in the chat when we do so. Over to you, Hema.
Namaskaram. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve. Angikam Bhuvanam Yasyam, Vachikam Sarvavanmayam, Aharyam Chandrataraditam Namaha Satviham Shivam. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I'm going to share with you today my experience of the whole dance. See, as Pushkar said, I have been dancing since the age of 6. But I have started experiencing the bliss of dancing, what it is, much beyond the dancer, is after I have come into Art of Living and done my meditation and yoga. It has taken me to the deeper realms of the dance, of the art, and of this consciousness. When I talked about this, when I recited this prayer, I'm sure it's a very common prayer, Angikam Bhuvanam Yasyam, the whole world is your body. Vachikam Sarvavanmayam, all the sounds of creation, all the grammar, all the literature, everything is your speech. And the sun and the moon are your ornaments. And to you, I bow down. And that is the cosmic dance of Shiva, Nataraja, the cosmic dancer. You see, the whole concept is mixing, bringing together the spiritual and the interplay of the dynamic and the static divine energy, the gross world and the subtle world. So Shiva is not somebody who walked this earth 10,000 or 20,000 years back. But the rishis who went deep into meditation saw this dance in a very different, subtle form, the dance of Shiva. That every particle is dancing in this creation, every atom is dancing, clashing, colliding. In spite of all that, there is a perfect rhythm in the cosmos, a perfect rhythm. When you look at it, the sun is moving around, the planets are moving around the sun. There is perfect, there is no collision there. There is perfect rhythm. There is perfect rhythm in this creation. And to realize that, you should have a perfect rhythm inside yourself. That is what is dance. When you go deeper and deeper inside yourself, you realize there is a rhythm in everything you do. There is a rhythm in nature. There is a rhythm, the sun sets at some time. There is, rises in a different time. There is a rhythm in your body. You feel hungry, you feel tired, there's a rhythm in the nature inside you. There is a rhythm in your thoughts. There's a rhythm in your emotions. There is a rhythm in your breath. going deeper and deeper and deeper. There's a rhythm in your heartbeat. When you come in touch with that heartbeat, the whole world, the whole cosmos opens up. That is the dance of Shiva. And that is a beautiful, portrayal of the origin of, Shiva. How did this dance, when the rishis meditated, they came across different emotions as well. Shiva is portrayed in different emotions. And this classical form, dance, is also divided into the ferocious, the Raudra Tandavam. That is where Shiva dances the dances of destruction, the crematoriums, amidst dead bodies, amongst the fire, burning corpses, in perfect detachment, equipoise, equilibrium. Just the whole world is there. But his people are dying, there is perfect, his expression that time is ferocious. Hair, flaming hair, falling like the Amazon forest, destroying forests, causing cyclones, causing torrents of rain, causing tsunamis. It's when he opens his third eye, it causes the forests are burned down, flaming fires come, infernos, causing destruction. So it's just, the whole thing of Raudra Tandavam is ferocious. He is dancing the tiger skin, the flaming hair, everything is different mood. In contrast to that, this is the Raudra Tandavam. In contrast to that, there is the Ananda Tandavam, which is Lasya aspect. This is gentle, graceful. It's very beautiful, the whole form. This is the dance, the Ananda Tandavam, which the world longs for. Every being longs for Tandavam inside you, inside your space, inner space. The Ananda Tandavam, which is happening when you are rested deep within yourself. The Tandavam is happening inside you. And that is, but when it is portrayed in the form of the Lord, Nataraja, it's one of the most beautiful forms, which is today displayed in all the scientific museums in Geneva. One of the most amazing thing of physics, sculpture of physics, science, the way it is interpreted now by the modern scientists. See, when the hair, there is Ganga in his hair. Ganga is what? Ganga is wisdom. When the Ganges flows, wherever there is, you will find even today, all the people, sages, all the rishis, all the knowledge is always along the banks of the Ganges. Whereas Yamuna is love, where Krishna is, where the love games and the love play happens is along the Yamuna. So Ganges is for the knowledge and wisdom. Then his third eye, when it opens up, it can be destroyed. It can destroy everything. So third eye is the knowledge. The third eye has to be with alertness and awareness. It also signifies that alertness and awareness. So there is this crescent moon, which is a luminescent light, always there in us, inside us. He has his deer in one hand. He holds a deer. Deer is like a darting deer. Mind is always darting because of the five senses. So bringing back that mind into control, keeping the mind under control. He holds a fire, also represents Shakti. Fire in one hand. And he has his hand in one hand, Abhayahasta, which is protection. Fear not, I am there for you. When the other hand is slung over, crossed over and slung. See, even in that ego, stamping over the ego, I am fearless, and with a complete freedom and liberation. The other hand is down. I mean, he has his leg. Dance cannot happen when both feet are planted firmly on the ground. One foot has to be lifted up. See, both feet planted firmly, it's okay, you can happen only when you're lifted up, whether it's Krishna or Shiva. See, Krishna is always shown in that posture, Tribhanga. So dance happens only when one leg is lifted up in gay abandon. And the other leg is stamping the Moyalaka or the dwarf. That is stamping down ignorance, stamping inertia in our life, stamping desires. Desires can be a dance in themselves. One desire, it can be a roller coaster dance. But rising above the desires is when the dance of bliss can happen. Stamping down inertia, stamping down ignorance. Apasmara means that itself means epilepsy, the disease of epilepsy. Stamping down all that and rising above desires. There is a circle of fire around him, the cosmos. That is the dance of the cosmos, and that is the dance of Shiva. It's a very beautiful aspect of the whole concept of the Nataraja. It's a very deeper meaning of the material, the gross, and the subtle. And the dance is also not just, it's about the Purusha and the Prakriti. Purusha is the male aspect. What is Purusha? Is the God principle which people talk about now. The God principle, everything is God, is the Purusha. And there is a feminine aspect, is Prakriti. So dance happens when these Purusha and Prakriti combine together. And there is a beautiful story, legend in our Upanishads and Vedas, which have a lot of depth. It is said that once Parvati wanted to challenge Shiva. She said, I want to see you dancing the eightfold aspects of our nature. And Shiva, of course, gladly. He said, of course, I will. And then that is when they started dancing, and a lot of Navarasas came out, and each one exhibiting the skill. Parvati was very proud. Shiva coming. At one point, Shiva, there's a very beautiful meaning to this. He just raised his right leg, took out his kundalam. Kundalam is the earring from one ear, and he took it in his ear and he stood there. And that is when Parvati bowed down. She could not do that. She said, okay, I take defeat. I cannot do that. So this is where, but there is another very deeper meaning to this whole thing. As Guruji puts it, my Guruji Sri Ravi Shankar. He said, when at that moment, when he did this, all the people watching this Ananda Tandavam, they were just they were just amazed, wonderstruck. It looked like a miracle. And that moment, time stood still, everything was still. That is when, and this sort of moments of wonderment happen in our life all the time. When the birds sing, there is amazement in that. Just for us to stop, to think about it, and to relish that sound, the song of the bird. If you watch a beautiful colors in the sky, just watch, and that is beauty. And you're wonderstruck. You can watch it, but when you watch it with a deeper vision, when you go deeper inside and spend that time to just ruminate on that beautiful image, that is Shiva. You feel the amazement that miracles happen all the time. That moment can be a miracle in our life. Every moment is a miracle. But to experience that is, that it's a very beautiful thing, where you experience that inner joy and bliss in that timeless moment. It's amazing. But one has to really go into that inner depths to feel that. So that is the great. Guruji puts it like that, or Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar. I think it's a beautiful. When I look at it like that, I look at the whole thing very differently. It is true. See, our mind is a frequency analyzer. Sometimes, you're all tuning in now to this Zoom link, and you are getting this speech now at this time, right? This channel. That is a channel you are getting now. But there are different channels in this whole, there are so many different TV channels you can tune on. People sometimes keep on tuning it, but they don't even know what they're watching sometimes. They go on tuning. But beyond this, there is a channel when we can tune into that, it takes us to the subtlest of the subtlest levels. This channel, what you're tuned in, is to this channel of the world, channel of this creation of this world. But there is a deeper, subtler channel. When you can tune into that channel, the whole consciousness is dancing. This is the dance, the cosmic dance of Shiva. So you go sit, sometimes you go and sit near a seaside, near a beach. Just everything is space. That is where I really feel this is Shiva, where there is no end, there is no beginning. Shiva's dance is eternal. There's no end, there's no beginning. And you just see particles dancing. You find cosmic rays hitting this planet. At one point, they're destroying each other, sometimes clashing. Suddenly, one is dying, one is coming up. Then the whole thing is dancing. There is a rhythm in your breath. There is a rhythm in your consciousness. There is a rhythm in the waves. There is a rhythm everywhere. Just to tune into that rhythm, you also become the dance. So the dance of Nataraja, the dance of Shiva is taking place inside us all the time. All the time. Just becoming aware of that tiny spot within you. See, everything comes, every work of art or dance or anything comes from an empty space. Very, very empty space. Creation cannot happen when the mind is cluttered. It should be really empty. And that emptiness, Shiva is that emptiness, that innocence. And from that springs creation. Creation, and see, even that there are 5 aspects to the dance of Shiva, what is creation, destruction, sustenance, illusion, and transformation. Shiva is all these principles. And during the Shivaratri, during this time, the subtlest forces are in action during Shivaratri. So this is a time when we are putting together things like Shiva, all the meditations. Level is so subtle when one goes deeper into yourself, deeper into the inner self, from the outer world of activity to the inner world of stillness. Shiva is just not, dance is not just movement. When you're only moving here and there, it's okay. But with that movement, there should be stillness. Without that stillness, you do not know what the movement is. And you do not know what the movement is when there is no stillness. So both are complementing, stillness and movement. You definitely need in dance. So those dances which have that stillness, dances I see where, of course, there's a lot of beauty in it when the people move around and everything is perfect. The poses are perfect, but when that stillness is not there, you don't catch the moment of bliss. That stillness is what takes you to a further dimension, different dimension. So Shiva's dance is eternal. It's always happening. The day this world ends, this creation, this era ends, that's when Shiva's dance will stop. See, even when there are three gunas in this world, in the whole of creation, I'm sure all of you know, there is when Rajik, Tamas, and Satvik. All these gunas keep happening in creation, keep happening in our life, keep happening everywhere. The whole creation is made up of these three gunas. These three gunas also bring about a lot of emotions. The Navarasas also spring from that. So Shiva's dance is not just a dance like that. All the emotions are there, personified there. Anger, love, ego, arrogance, and peace. When do you hit that peace and that bliss? When you move through all these emotions, and there comes a time when you move from the waking, there are the states of consciousness, the waking, dreaming, sleeping, and beyond that you go. And that is, you see the posture of Shiva, of the Nataraja. There is just, eyes are half closed, lips are just smiling, a gentle, beautiful smile on his lips. There is just the whole image is one of peace. So when you go transcend all the other layers of consciousness and touch the deeper inner state of consciousness, there is alertness. Alertness, and there is awareness. So you don't go to sleep, but just that that's why the eyes are half closed. That is the state of being. That is the state of our being. It's a very beautiful concept, of the whole image of Shiva. So intelligence gets, when you are in that state, intelligence is very sharp. So that is when you can experience deep rest and deep peace. Only when the intelligence, it should not be dull, it should be sharp. That is happens when you become one with the divine, one with the whole flow, the microcosm. You, the body, what you are, you just dissolve into this macrocosm, into the supreme. So this is, then you become one can observe a dance. It's fine, you can observe it aesthetically. It's a very beautiful movements. But you can become a little more involved. You go beyond it. And also there comes a time when the dancer, the spectator, and the dancer are elevated into a different state of consciousness. That is where the cosmic dance happens, not just with the dancer, not with the Nataraja. It happens in each one of us. That is very beautiful. But I know I was teaching dance. I have been a dance teacher. And for me, it was difficult. Yeah, I taught dance. I choreographed. But there was a time when my students used to ask me, what is this? You're telling me to say love. What is this love? I cannot, what is this? I said, yeah, it's very difficult. It's always about the lady, pining for the Lord. I said, it is very, very difficult. How can I knew it, but it is difficult. to explain it to the students, I found it difficult. When these teenagers used to ask me, what is this love you're not talking about? And I also thought, what is this love? It is very difficult. Can we not do something else? But actually, when I started realizing, going deeper within myself, when I just went more into my meditation, I realized, this love is a divine love. When the bud breaks, then love blossoms. And that is when you realize that you become one with the dancer, one with the dance. That's a very beautiful state, when you start experiencing it. I was able to, choreograph and teach it better relate it better to my students at that time. The love of Andal, what is it? The love of Radha and Krishna. I mean, it is something, the soul pining for the individual soul, pining for the divine soul. It's a very different experience when you experience it yourself. And I was able to, as a teacher, I knew what I was talking about. So this is an experience, and one can only, I think, I'm sure most of you, at all our times, all of us have experienced it. It's not that we have not experienced it. There have been moments when you're just nothing, and you feel that moment of stillness, of time and space, everything stops. That happens. See, dance can also happen only in a positive mind. When you start, everything, all the emotions can only come from a clear space when there is nothing. You can portray anger, suddenly the actors and actresses, they can suddenly portray anger, the next moment sorrow, the next moment something else, arrogance. But everything goes back to that nothingness, and again it is out. So that is how, one has to be in that space. And everything again goes back to that space of nothingness. So the dance of Shiva is one of bliss, inside you, outside you. So I would like to take you into a small meditation where you can, I think just after that, if you need any questions, you can ask me. And you can experience it. But I would like you to just sit for a few minutes with your eyes closed. There is a rhythm in every sound. Even there is a traffic on the road or a honk of a car, hooting of a car, whatever you can hear, there is a rhythm in that. Just become very comfortable with your environment, the chair that you're seated on, with the room you're seated in. Be in complete harmony with your surroundings. You can take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your breathing. You're breathing in and out so many times. $21,600 times a day. Every breath you're taking in is energizing your body, and every breath out is purifying. And this is happening all the time, breathing in and out. Just become aware of your breath, of the volume of your breath, of the temperature of your breath. It could be cold, warm. And become aware of your body, the pinda, your body. Your feet are planted on the ground. You're firmly grounded. Aware of your feet, your thighs, your hips, abdomen, stomach, your chest, your right arm, right hand, right palm, left arm, left hand, your throat, your face. There's a gentle smile on your lips. Take your attention to your eyebrows, to the center of your eyebrows. To your forehead, and to the top of your head, your whole body. It's a gift of nature, it's a gift from God to experience this creation, this world. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your thoughts. So many thoughts keep bombarding you the whole day, sometimes even in your dreams. But don't hold on to any thought. Like clouds in the sky, let them come and let them float away. Like fleecy clouds, they come and go. Don't judge any thought. Might be good thoughts, it might be bad thoughts. Drop all judgments. Go deeper, subtler than your thoughts or your feelings. What you're feeling right now. Go deeper. Go deeper. Remove that veil, that ignorance, that ego. And then you go deeper. You experience the Chidambaram Rahasyam, the inner space. As time and space stand still. This is the Chidambara Rahasyam. There is a dance in the inner consciousness. From the outside world of activity to the inner world of silence. This is Shiva. Shiva, the innocence, pure joy, pure bliss, pure love. This is the Shiva Tattva. See this dance in the Chitambalam, the golden stage, yourself. You are the dancer, you are the dance. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupo. Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupo. Nityoham, Buddhoham, Shuddhoham, Toham, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shiva Swarupo. Advaityam Rupam Arupam Advaityam Rupam Arupam Brahmoham Brahmoham Brahma Swarupo. अमर आत्मा सच्चिदानंद। Slowly become aware of any sensations in your body. Any feelings you might be having now, still nurturing some feelings. Might be bliss and peace. Slowly become aware of your breath. You will notice it's more steady and slower. Become aware once again the outer sounds, the room that you're seated in. Take a deep breath in and breathe out very slowly. Once again, take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, become aware of your body, of the room, everything around you. Again, very gently, very gently, slit open your eyes, a crack open, very slowly, gently, crack open your eyes. Slowly, slowly open it about 30 degrees. Very gently, without any hurry, very gently. Open your eyes and come back to the present moment, which is full of bubbling consciousness, the outer world and the inner world of Shiva. I don't want to say much. Dance can happen only in that space of innocence. As a child, when you see children, babies, they're doing all the mudras, Adi Mudra, they're born with Adi Mudra, Chin Mudra. All these mudras are happening. They perform all the yogas very naturally. They're dancing. Even the walk gait is like a dance. But when we grow older, as we grow older, somewhere ego sets in, stiffness happens, and dance, we lose that touch with ourselves. Yes, even in a dance class, when you start the dance initially with the Tattu Kumbudu, the whole symmetry is so beautiful. Children struggle. It takes a long time to perfect that. Taya, taya, the tatta, dagu, all that. And it's very boring. But suddenly at one point they realize that it just happens. And the flow happens. And then those flows, all this, the inner spine and the outer spine, all the triangles start happening in dance. And all the nadis in our body, it's like wires, they get connected. The Kundalini Shakti goes up, somewhere it is awakened, alertness comes, awareness comes, sharpness comes, you become the dancer. These are the lines and grades and all, they're all superimposed on the image of Nataraja. That the dance blossoms. Thank you. I'd like to leave you on this note. Thank you.
Yes. So the chat box is open, and if any of you have any questions, you can post it down there, and I'll read it out. Okay. So there is one question that I've got, and the question is, how do mudras help in controlling emotions?
Mudras do help in a way. See, mudras alone do not help. Mudras along with the breathing. When you breathe and do the mudras, then each mudra it takes, every mudra is very, it takes your energy, your prana into a certain part of your body. So that when you do with certain mudras, certain, your solar plexus, the seat of all emotions, transformation happens. Even with an awareness, that you take your awareness to a certain part of your body when you're feeling angry, you realize where you're feeling that sensation, and that itself transforms your emotion. So certain mudras are very good for calming down your anger, calming down emotions, but along with your breathing, just breathing really, along with the mudras, help with emotions, controlling emotions.
So a follow up is that can these mudras be learned online from YouTube or from Facebook or from videos online, or do we need to have a formal training for this?
Always along with the mudras, you can learn. There are so many YouTube channels here teaching, but everything also, when you learn it from a guru, from a master who is enlightened, it weighs a lot more. It's really good to go one to one. Nowadays, everything is happening online, but still, it is different from sitting at the feet of a master and learning these. It makes a big difference. That the grace of the master, the grace of the enlightened soul also comes into you. That is very important, along with just instructions. I found that important in my life.
It was a very peaceful meditation, and I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Pushkar. Thank you. I enjoy being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Tomorrow's session is by Pavitra Srinivasan, who will speak through her dance about Shiva as the first guru and the first parent. Please join us at 6:30 for that.